After baby number 6, my back was just killing me from like month number 5 on. And I had put on a ton of weight and I was like gaining fluid and I just was very unhealthy. And as a result, I was very disconnected from my family because it was like I just felt like I had to take all these breaks and put my feet up and go to bed early, take a nap every day. And then my back, when I was up and moving and running around behind these babies, like I was really a little grumpy because my back was hurting me, a lot. And my feet were hurting me and I was swollen. And I just thought after that baby was born, I thought, I can't do this to my family again. Like I can't go through another pregnancy like that and not be present for the kids that I've already been blessed with. I just felt very checked out because mentally it was hard for me to plug through that, the physical ailments that came along with that pregnancy. So I thought I have to do something different. And so I really got onto nutrition, eating well, exercising every day. 5 to 6 times a week. I exercise all throughout pregnancy until the baby's born. Because whatever you're doing before you're pregnant, you can continue doing while you're pregnant. So I took that opportunity in between, pregnancies to really get on a routine and start doing stuff. And night and day, it was like I just felt so much better during that 7th pregnancy. And I thought I'm never going back. Like I'm not going back to that because I was able to really enjoy my family still, and they were able to enjoy me. And my other kids weren't looking at me. I didn't want also, I had my oldest daughter at the time. I'm thinking, this is what she's looking at, thinking this is what it means to be pregnant. Like it's this miserable experience. And it doesn't have to be. Now, all the normal things still happen to me. Like I am nauseous in the first trimester and I take some vitamin supplements and I still work out and I throw up while I'm working out. And I just kind of plug through and do the best that I can in the state that I'm at to keep going, with that. And I'm still, uncomfortable at the end of pregnancy like everybody is. But there's a nice honeymoon period in between for me. I call it the second trimester, the honeymoon period, where it's like, oh, I'm, pregnant and happy and not nauseous, but not so big that I'm, that I'm needing to take breaks and rest, very often. But I started to prioritize those things, not just for myself, but also for my family, so that I could really be available to them in the way that they need me to be. So
was it simply like you stopped taking naps and you started working out and stuff? Like that's like around number 5 or 6. Whenever you started this, you started P90X.
Right.
You spent more time with Tony Horton than me.
Yeah.
And you said basically, I'm not taking naps anymore to rejuvenate. I'm working out. That was a big part of it. Is the naps stopped?
Well, I think I would work out in the morning time, like not when I would normally have napped, but I no longer needed the nap. And part of that was the exercise, and a big part of that was the nutrition. Making sure that I was putting the foods into my body that were really going to like feed me and give me the sustained energy that I needed throughout the day. So yeah, from a practical standpoint, that's been a big one for me with having all of these back-to-back kids. And then also starting to work out pretty soon after the baby's born, like, 2 weeks postpartum, gently, but doing things, taking care of like, pelvic floor exercises, making sure that my body is ready to hold another baby and go through that whole experience again. Because
these are things that women talk to you about, I'm guessing, a lot, or ask.
Yeah, I've sent a lot of people to the same. I've after I can't remember which baby, but I saw a core retraining specialist because I wanted to make sure that I was staying strong in my core. And she really helped me. I got some exercises I learned from her. And then after every single pregnancy, I do the exact same exercises that she gave me to do at that point. And it's really kept me in a good physical shape where I am able to still, carry these babies, not only to full term, but carry them and be joyful and enjoy the experience. So.
Yeah. So this is what you were talking about before, about reevaluating kind of where you are before you move forward with having another baby, right? This is part of that process.
Right.
And this is the time where it kind of maybe got to a tipping point, you're saying?
Got to a tipping point because I knew that my family is, like, my kids are missing the energetic mother that they deserve, during the day. And I have to do something to change that. And I wasn't sure if what I was doing was going to, really have as big of an impact. And maybe for some people it doesn't, but I knew that I had to try to do something to change that, so that the experience of having a pregnant mother and then bringing a newborn home, because it's the other thing, I feel much better postpartum too, was different for my kids at home, so that they could see it for the joyful experience that it is, and that it wasn't just a drag on my family, like mom's having another baby. I didn't want my kids to ever see that or think that way about having another sibling come.
So I guess my question would be, what piece of advice or pieces of advice do you give to moms who are maybe struggling in that area?
And you've had moms call you and say, hey, can you meet for coffee? And then they unload on you saying, I'm fat, out of shape, exhausted. How do you do it?
Right.
Basically, that's what they've said.
Right. So I have had that conversation several times. And my advice is to prioritize nutrition and your own physical health, because you are being asked to do like a very physically taxing thing, in carrying a baby to full term, from the beginning, when you're sick, to the end when you're huge. It's a physically taxing experience. So you have to make sure that you walk into that as prepared as you can be. You can't, professional athletes can't just walk out on the field and just start playing. They got to train in advance. So it's training my body in the way that educating myself first on nutrition, and also physical activity specifically for, the things that I'm doing, carrying a baby being one of those. But
you track calories.
I do track calories too.
MyFitnessPal.
Yeah. So I've used a calorie tracker for years, and there's times like after baby when, I may be trying to lose a little bit of weight and I get, a little bit less calories. There's times when I'm just maintaining my weight. And so I get a lot more calories, but I am cognizant about not only what I eat, but also how much I eat, so that I can kind of, stay healthy.